All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Alter Hines. I'm here today. So happy to be here with two good friends, Emmanuel Dagher and Mark Harris. And we are here for a couple different reasons, mainly because the three of us have a shared passion. And that shared passion is supporting the soul gifts of people around the world to actually land in the world, to actually be seen, to do what those gifts are meant to do for the planet. And and so along those lines, the three of us together have been called by the spirit world and by me to in September we're going to be offering together a new earth soul business journey. So in this conversation we're going to talk about that a little, but we're also going to just focus on this passion that we have, this really shared, truly deep, genuine desire that I think the three of us each have, that there's like these hidden jewels. That's how I feel, hidden jewels inside of every single being around the world and all of you. And some of those jewels and gifts are meant to sort of manifest in a quieter way, and some are really needing support to have legs, to come out into the world and show themselves in a more you could say business fashion, like direct working with other humans to support the planet. And
Mm.
that's not an easy task, and takes support from the outside a lot of the time to know how to do that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we're going to be talking
Mm.
about today. And thank you, Mark. Thank you, Emmanuel.
So
My
it's
heart
such an honor to
touched.
be here. We're so excited. Mark, I know you had a question for Martha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I mean, thank you for bringing us together. It's great, and it feels like a really good fit, the three of us together. I was wondering what you would like as an ideal outcome from this program, Martha. Why did you bring us together, and what would you like people to feel at the end of this?
Yeah. Well, okay, so I can just start by saying about 2 years ago, maybe even more, my guides have been very clear all along that in September 2026, I don't know what it is about that date, but September 2026, they said they've been saying there is going to be a group of souls, a group of people who are going to be ready to actually put their gifts into action. And there have been stops along the way where I've seen people in my community where I feel like they're ready or they're almost ready. And my guides kept going, nope, wait until September 2026. That's the time for this particular, group of people to really be ready. And they're going to need hand holding for how to actually put it into action. So
Mm.
what I've been really witnessing over time, and I see it every time I meet with any of my clients, and it actually makes me cry, is this sense of these, again, these hidden jewels and these gems inside of each and every being. And a theme of people saying, wow, I have been scared to have a voice. I haven't even ever felt witnessed in those gifts that I am, much less feel safe to bring them out into the world. And over time, people have been working really hard to let go of that self-doubt, to let go of the self-talk that says, I'm not good enough, my voice doesn't matter, so and so is doing such and such, why would I make a difference? Um, and I've been witnessing such powerful changes over the last 2, 3 years that, yeah, now I am feeling people ready, and I just want to I know that the three of us are here literally to help people land in that way and to feel safe, secure, witnessed, seen, celebrated, and given really practical advice. It's kind of like angels on the ground holding your hand is how I feel it.
Mm.
Um, yeah. But with the two of you, I mean, so I was originally 2 years ago, I saw myself doing this on my own. But then as we got closer, it became really clear that Mark, you have been my business mentor since a year ago, and you're amazing, amazing. And you've supported me so much. And so I got the idea from my guides, ask Mark to be part of this. And you very easily said yes. And then,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then Emmanuel, you also came into my life and came into my awareness, and your business has been thriving for both of you since 2009 is when you started. Both of you happened to
Hmm.
start your own businesses, so quite a
Yeah.
long time, and you both been really thriving in all of it. And Emmanuel, when I asked you, you also were an immediate yes. So I would love to hear from each of you.
Mm.
Yeah, Mark, what was the yes about? Why are you here?
Yeah, so for me, it really, like we spoke behind the scenes. I just wasn't finding, I've been kind of observing in the personal growth space and the new age space, a lot of trends that are very much about how to build your business and how to grow your business. And, through sitting in on them, observing them, sort of having a lot of colleagues talk to me about them, I saw there was a lot of amazing things happening, but I also was seeing that it was almost more of those teachers and speakers trying to create a package for themselves to up level themselves. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But I like what I'm passionate about is teaching people how to go from point A to point Z, because it's so important for people to understand, first of all, that yes, there's a lot of steps, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You can break it down to little pieces. And I think that's what we're here to do. Each of us have our own gifts that we bring and share, and then doing it in a way where we synergize and allow people to step by step from the beginning to end, really get themselves to where they want to be. Now, if you are someone who doesn't even have a business yet, or if you are someone who already does have a business, but you just want to go to the next level, all is welcome, because all of this information is going to be very pivotal to help you to get to the next level. And for me, the how is the most important. And I, you know, may have mentioned this, but it's so important to keep things light, fun, playful, and easy. Because for me, flow is like a top priority, because if it feels forced, if it feels fake, if it feels inauthentic, it's not going to work. So
Mm.
that's sort of like why I'm so excited. And I mentioned to you both that I have not, felt like it was the right time to do something around business, because I've always had people come to me, oh, let's do this, let's do that. But when, and I find it interesting that you said September 2026. I didn't know that that was the date that I would say yes, but something when you came to me, Martha, and you said, do you want to do this? You are so authentic and you're so real and you're so generous and you give so much. And the little that I know of Mark, I feel the same as well, about you as well. So I feel like that's what the world needs right now. We're in that timeline. We're not in the,
Mm.
oh, I'll give you just a little bit and then oh, we're here to give. And if that feels good to you, if it's something that you're ready to receive the amazing information and support and the references and the things that you can actually do that are practical to help you to get where you want to be business wise, you're in good company. Mark, I'll
Mm.
throw it to you.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, you're right. Martha is quite irresistible when she makes a request like that.
Am I?
It's because you do have this complete authenticity, trust, and a compassion and a desire to help people, which comes through in everything you do. So it was not difficult. And because I've worked with you, I know that that is the truth. So I was like Emmanuel, I set up my business 2009. And at that point, my categorization for the people that I wanted to help, it was a clumsy word, and they were called life growers. In my head, that was the way I was basketing these people who I thought, well, I want to help people who are helping others live a more fulfilled, authentic, on purpose life. And it's only lately that the categorization has become a bit clearer, and it's people who have empathic, sensitive gifts, or are healers, or are coaches, anybody who's helping an individual, whether they're a business person or not, an individual to progress beyond their stuckness or their programming or their low self-belief or their lack of confidence. So those are the people that I feel really compelled to help. And my background is corporate business marketing, and that language doesn't register with the people that we are here to help. So my job is to translate that language and the best practice into accessible, understandable, simple, clear frameworks, steps, and best practice that allow people to feel guided, supported, safe, experimental, regulating their nervous system so that they can access their creativity, their inspiration, their spontaneity. So for me, I want to give the audience a safe, supported space where they can make practical and peaceful progress with wherever they are in their business career, because it's not just launching a business, it's actually you readying yourself to be the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually, you speaking, Mark, really inspired me. Um, it actually reminded me of something. Your business is an extension of you. And there's this whole philosophy, we've heard it, oh, it's not personal, it's just business. And I just laugh every time I hear that because to me, you know, a good business is personal and it is an extension of you. It's a part of your essence. It emanates from you. It's you. So when you said that, it just reminded me of that.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another thing this is touching on for me that feels important to name is I feel like part of what's going on with our intention to come together, but also in a bigger way in the world, is that there's an opportunity right now to be redoing or coming into a new paradigm around what business is and how we hold these spaces, right? So, for example,
Mm,
you, Mark, work a lot with your brother, Lee Harris, and his whole
mm,
business. And for me, the way that I see that business being run is one of the rare examples I've witnessed in the world so far in this paradigm that is based in grounded authenticity, like you both are naming, in high integrity, not
mhm,
about being salesy, not about trying to get something from someone, not extractive or like using
mm,
people. No, so much no.
mm,
And we have
mm,
to be undoing those ways, right? That's
mhm,
the more typical way I think it goes on in the world. And the
mhm.
three of us all are dedicated to um, ethical practices
Yeah,
and ways of holding these kinds of quote unquote businesses that is
yeah,
actually coming from the heart, actually coming from the soul, and that matches our values for life.
yeah,
And when we
Yeah.
talk about new earth, right? What is that? I mean, we don't want to keep perpetuating um, using people. We don't want to keep on um, yeah, mistreating people in business models.
Mhm.
Not okay. It's just not okay.
no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning, when I first started my business, I really sat down and asked myself, like, what are the foundations? And it really is a spiritual experience for me. It's the foundation of service, the
Mhm,
foundation of gratitude, the foundation of actually seeing them for who they are. Like, Martha, you were saying your community really felt for the first time, maybe, that they were seen for their fullness and their
mm,
gifts started to come out. So when we create that space for people, for one another, to see them and recognize them through the lens of love and compassion and non-judgment, they flourish. I mean, my mom was a teacher for 40 years and she worked all the way from kindergarten to college level. And it's the same thing. If people
mhm,
feel seen and they feel
mhm,
heard and they feel recognized, they flourish. And that is one of the things that I'm so passionate about. And I'm so grateful. And I know we align because you both are doing the same thing.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. We sometimes it gets called confidence, but it's the outcome is confidence. The bigger inputs are being seen, being valued, being appreciated, being recognized, being partnered with rather than told what to do. And then it becomes misaligned. This
Yep.
is all about aligning with your authentic values, self, personality, and style, not delivering 21 pieces of content
Right.
into social media in a 3 week period.
Oh my
It's
God.
not about that. It's about what is your style that you want to convey? How do you want to work? How do you want your business to work for you? And giving people the foundations that they can then go on and do that and take steps that are aligned. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can just really briefly say the flow of the course. You can look on, the link. Obviously, you're either on the page or you're the link is here for you to see the whole set of 11 weeks of the course. But the way that I was guided to hold it and to design the outline is that it starts by, in the opening session, I'm going to channel for you to drop in and really feel that spark of the divine of your self, your soul, and to feel your light and to feel the voice of your light basically informing you, okay, this is your sole purpose. This is the clarity of what it is you're actually here to do. And then everything, that's how I operate at least, um, everything that then unfolds from for your business, like the name of your business, the website, the marketing, the all of it, it comes from that spark of the light of your actual soul. And
Mm,
that is how my living the one light, I mean, not surprisingly, has grown.
Mhm.
That's what guides me constantly. And I'm guessing
mm,
that's same for you, Emmanuel. I don't know. Or
Oh
similar.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
being somebody who's was taught to be very pragmatic and very structured and, organized and kind of like a problem solver. That has a time and place, and it's so important because it's the really executing part of it. But the intention, that beginning, spark, like you shared, where is it coming from? Because if it's not coming
mm,
from the most pure, loving, um, authentic part of you, then what are we
mm,
doing? So that's sort of
mm,
like such a beautiful marriage, I would say, between the spirit world and the business. And that's something that, you know, having had a business for 17 years, um, that's been always a balance between those aspects. And Martha, I wanted to share, I know you're a little uncomfortable talking about, your gifts and your talents. So I'll do a little bit of that if that's okay. But then if you can just add to it, because I think it's really important for you to step in to your light right now in front of all of us so we can witness that
Okay.
divinity fully realized. So for me,
mm,
what I see is the biggest thing is authenticity. You are literally, and I think probably the reason why your business has just gone extraordinary growth in the past few years is because of your authenticity, because of your willingness to do the inner work as much as you do the outer, execution and like kind of bringing it forward to the world. So to me, that is a rare quality. It's not something that I've seen very often in this space. And that's what lit me up. That's what excited me. And that's what, I see it all the time. You lift people up. You're, people that are sharing their, you have no association with like getting anything from it. You're so supportive. You're such a cheerleader. And it's so refreshing because that's what we need. The new template for me, at least, is to really anchor a community, a world, and eventually a whole society where we all are supporting each other and it's not competition based. It's actually lifting each other up and knowing that there's more than enough. And you really embody those qualities for me. But if you want to add anything to that,
Thank you. I will just say, I think I would say the same goes for the both of you. So thank you. I'm very touched. And I bounce that back toward you. I accept it and bounce it back to the both of you. But Mark, you had said a couple times that you feel like the three of us actually create this really beautiful synergy because you were describing us kind of like a Venn diagram, and that we have a pretty significant part of that Venn diagram that overlaps. And I think what Emmanuel just shared is part of our overlapping
Hmm.
space. But is there anything you want to say, or either of you want to say about, yeah, what are those? I agree. I think the three of us bring in complementary and overlapping gifts and perspectives and background. So do you want
Hmm.
to say a little on that
Hmm.
before we start to?
Yeah, I just linking up to what Emmanuel said about service, and there's a term called servant leadership, which you may have heard of, which is all about your team are the ones that you encourage to stand up and show up and be the bright lights. You're not the leader who takes all the glory, but you sit underneath your team, you support them, you prop them up, and you allow them to flourish, similar to what you said about teachers. Um, but for me, I'm with you, Emmanuel. I cheerlead my clients. I bring them on. I believe I see things in them that they can't see themselves, which, we
Yes.
all need that. We
Can
all
I
need
just
that.
say, you have done that for me so powerfully. That has been you saw me from the instant we first met. It was wow. So yes, you do.
Right.
Keep going.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. Well, I'm glad. And it's almost we all have the blind spot because we can't see ourselves from the outside in because we're looking from the inside out. But what I like to do is to bring people to a point where they are comfortable sharing their private gifts with the public.
Mm.
And the preciousness and the uncertainty and the fear about revealing their private gifts is often the biggest blocker. They've had a bad experience where they started talking about their gift, where maybe they were shamanic or maybe they were a Reiki healer, and they talked to someone who was just completely glazed over, and they went, "Oh, I've shown them my precious gift," and they didn't like it. It's not that they didn't like it; they didn't understand it. That's a different thing, and it's not personal. It's about where they were. So I try and encourage people to become more protective about their gift and who they talk to by identifying the right audience before they go mass market um, promotion. So it's a combination of confidence, energetics, best business practice, easy, simple steps, and supportive mentoring and coaching along the way.
And Mark, I know, you kept saying, what do you want those who sign up to feel? Like, what is it that you
Yeah.
want them to take away from this?
Yeah. Well, from day one, I want them to feel like they're in a safe, supportive space where they can practice, play, and make kind of real peaceful progress in whatever direction they want. So this program is a wide container, and they can go wherever they want. It's not a prescriptive program. We've built it in a way that it's fluid and flexible
Mhm.
and gives people foundations, but they can color in the picture themselves.
Perfect. And whenever, come back to the recordings after the lives and just be able
Mhm.
to like, oh, I want to add a little more of this and oh,
Mhm.
this is something I may have missed the first time. So that's
Mhm.
really powerful. And Martha, how about you? What's the feeling, the ultimate feeling that you want people to walk away with?
Yeah. When I close my eyes and I feel into that, actually, again, I could totally cry because what I really ultimately want is um the true spirit and those full gifts of each and every person to be able to rise, and
Mhm.
to feel safe, to feel celebrated, to feel truly seen, uh, and to feel like they have their spirit team and their earth team right there holding them so that they can do what we're all here to do. Like the
Mhm.
world needs each and every one of us. And yeah, I want people to feel completely safe and they can just let go and be who they really are and have all the tools they need in a very practical way to make it happen. And that's one thing I didn't actually mention, or I should say, is that then if you look at the sales page, where we list the whole outline of the 11 weeks, it is held in this spiritual container. We do help you to find that spark of yourself, your own business spirit team. Um, but also, whoa, see that?
That's so cool. That's your spirit team right there.
There we go.
Exactly. That's only happened one other time on a video. Wow. That was
Perfect.
amazing timing. Thank you,
Perfect.
whoever that was. What? Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, yes, that. See, that was very affirming. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, but then
Very
the
cool.
most of the weeks actually are extremely down to earth, like very,
Mhm.
very practical, like
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
to make a website, how to, if you go and look at Emmanuel on Facebook and Instagram, it's like, how did you get that? What? How do you have all those what? How did you even do that? You have so many followers. No, that's not even in my concept. So, like, Emmanuel is going to help us very practical ways with social media. Emmanuel and I together are going to, talk about YouTube. Mark is going to bring in all of this corporate background that he has and very, very practical. What are the components that you need to actually have something that people will pay money so you can be supported? Like
Hmm.
very, very, this is very down to earth, um,
Mm.
which is also really important to me because we need,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
also on that, Martha, do you want to mention your sharing circles as well?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. So the majority of people signing up, like we made the pricing very accessible, extremely accessible. There's a sliding scale option and yeah, hopefully very, very accessible for you. Um, and that will be in the full group sessions, those 11 sessions. But then for just a total of 8 people, I'm also offering two small sharing circles that are going to have a maximum of 4 people each. Two of those spots are already gone. But yeah, so there's 6 spots left in those small sharing circles. And in those small sharing circles, I will look directly at, your business. And we'll actually talk about how you could do your website, much more hands-on. In
Mm.
the big group, we are going to be able to take questions and things like that, but it won't be able to focus so directly on specific people's
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Both will
also
be both will be great. Sorry, what?
after each session, we'll probably be offering worksheets and kind of little bits of homework to help people move from one step to the next.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So it's really a mix of, I would say, the pure spiritual truth of you and giving you very down to earth, very practical advice, very direct skills in how to start from the ground up if that's where you are, if you are brand new to this, and
Mm.
or to revise from the ground up if you've already started a business but you kind of want to rethink how you're doing it. Both are perfect.
Mm.
And then I would say the overarching container is the middle of that Venn diagram, I think, of the three of us, which is all three of us have this passion that you feel held, etc. But I love what you're saying, Mark, about this peaceful progress, right? And that all three of us are really
Mm.
attuned to the nervous system of our beings, our bodies, the fact that we are spiritual beings, but we're human beings in a physical body. And we
Mm.
have a nervous system that needs to be nurtured and held in a safe and careful way, in order for us to thrive and really bring ourselves out like
Yeah.
the world needs us to.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. So if that sounds good to you,
Yes.
we would love to
Yeah.
have you. And it's just like we want to welcome you with open arms. We're so grateful for this synergy that we're co-creating and that we're going to co-create with you. You're literally creating this with us. So we have
Mm.
like the idea, the vision, and all that. But we know that because of you, who, the unique configuration that shows up is really going to help support what truly anchors itself, things that maybe we don't even have on our radar right now. So we're really excited about that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any final words?
I think the other thing that's just come up is the benefit of being in community as you do this.
Yes, thank you.
So often we've found in other group programs that it's not about just what we're sharing, but it's about buddying up with somebody or listening to someone else's experience and learning from them as well. Because a practical peer experience is probably a bit more close to home than a theoretical teaching. Um, but it's fascinating to see how people are supportive of each other. They're cheerleading each other along in their next missions, and then they buddy up and they go and meet each other. It's
Hmm.
amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. And so I'll just say on a practical note with that, there are two things that are available if when you sign up for this course. And actually one of them is available even if you don't. So for everybody in the course, there's going to be a private sharing space and a community space so you can bounce ideas off of each other. You can share, here's the website I'm trying to build, and people can give each other
Mm,
feedback. That's awesome. But then I also have a free community space, which now has over 11,000 people, and you're very welcome, whether or not you whether or not you join this course, you're always very welcome to share in that bigger free community. Same things. If you want
mm,
feedback on, anything you're trying to put out in the world of your soul gifts are very welcome to be shared in both the private community space for this course and or the bigger free community. So yes, that's a huge part again of this passion for me is we're here to we're here to cheer each other on. We're here to really support each other to do this. And I get a lot
mm,
of questions. Is it okay if I put I'm trying to do a YouTube video. Is it okay if I put that in there? And I go, yeah, of course it is. Because like Emmanuel, you're saying, we're not trying to like it's not a competition. We're here to cheer everybody on because the world needs all of us, like truly,
Yeah,
truly.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's more than enough. Yeah,
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 right.
yeah, yeah,
beautiful. I
yeah.
just
It's
love, and I want to just, basically close for myself and just kind of overlapping in that beautiful diagram that we were talking about. What I want everyone to feel is supported and loved, but also flow and ease and grace and just that lightness. The other word
mm,
that comes through is balance. So for me,
mm,
like right now, just witnessing what's going on in the world, I'm seeing a balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine. And I think what we're doing here in not so many words is that we are really bringing in the part of us that is pragmatic and organized and structured and has been sort of taught to protect itself and get things done, but at the same time connect with our nurturing, creative, inspired, heart-centered aspect of ourselves so that we can bridge those two, unite them as one, and then allow for that holistic experience of our business to thrive rather than just this or that. And that's something that I'll
mm,
be talking about.
mm.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yeah, great. Looking
Wonderful.
forward to working with you both.
You,
Same, same.
yay.
Any final words, Martha?
No, just yeah, I feel so much passion and love for you, for all of you listening, and again these spirits. I see all of these spirits just rising, and it can make me cry. And yeah, if you're feeling the call, then we're here,
Yeah,
and
come and join us.
we'll see you all soon.
Thank you. Great.
Mhm.